Welcome to another explainer. So today, we're decoding a major business buzzword. You've probably heard it thrown around, but maybe you don't fully understand it just yet. We're talking about hyper-personalization. It's a concept that is literally reshaping how businesses and consumers interact today. And don't worry, we're keeping this very beginner-friendly. We're going to strip away all the technical jargon and focus purely on what this actually means for you as a customer, and of course, the massive impact it has on a company's bottom line.
Let's start with a feeling I know we've all had. You know when you're browsing online and suddenly an ad pops up that is so incredibly specific, it almost feels like the brand is reading your mind? Say you were just looking at a pair of running shoes and bam, an hour later, you get a perfectly timed recommendation for that exact style in your absolute favorite color. It's a little uncanny, right? Well, it's not magic, and it's definitely not a coincidence. It is a highly deliberate strategy.
Here is our agenda for today. First up, what is hyper-personalization? Second, personalization versus hyper-personalization. Third, the value for the customer. Fourth, the impact on sales. And finally, winning and simple strategies.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1. What is hyper-personalization? Going beyond the basics.
So, what exactly is this? Essentially, hyper-personalization is using real-time data to deliver a highly tailored experience to a customer. And the absolutely crucial word to remember here is context. We aren't just looking at what you bought 3 months ago. We're looking at your current situation. Like, what are your real-time browsing habits? What time of day is it? Are you on your phone or sitting at a desktop? What's the weather like right outside your window? By understanding those specific contextual details, businesses can offer something that is genuinely relevant in that exact moment.
And this research from McKinsey brilliantly illustrates why businesses have to pay attention to this. A massive 71% of consumers actively expect companies to deliver personalized content. I mean, nearly 3/4 of us. We aren't just tolerating it anymore, we're flat out demanding it. In fact, the data shows that when interactions aren't tailored to our needs, we actually get pretty frustrated. Today's consumer just expects brands to know what they want.
Moving on to Section 2. Personalization versus hyper-personalization, the upgrade.
So think of traditional personalization as the before picture. You know the drill, right? You get an email that just says, "Hi, John," or a website recommends a product simply because you bought something kind of similar a year ago. It's static, it's reactive, and it relies on really basic demographics. But hyper-personalization, that is the after picture. It's dynamic and proactive. Instead of just reacting to past data, it actually anticipates your future needs. It uses your active behavior and real-time context to give you a seamless experience before you even have to ask. Basically, it's the difference between a brand knowing your name and a brand truly understanding your current situation.
All right, Section 3. The value for the customer, a day in the life.
Let's be totally honest for a second. As consumers today, we are completely overwhelmed with choices. We get bombarded with literally thousands of messages, ads, and options every single day. It is exhausting. Well, hyper-personalization cuts right through all that noise. It transforms those everyday interactions into seamless, highly relevant experiences. When a brand actually gets this right, it feels like a massive relief. It saves you time, it saves you energy, and honestly, it makes you feel understood as a real person, not just another row in a database. You're probably already interacting with this every single day without even realizing it. Just think about Netflix or Spotify. Their entire business model is built on recommending content based on your exact viewing or listening habits. Or think about Facebook showing you ads that perfectly match your style. It even applies to those little things, like auto-filled forms when you go to renew your insurance, which saves you the total hassle of typing everything out again. These are all real-world examples of hyper-personalization making life just a little bit easier for us.
Just imagine walking past your favorite local coffee shop on a crisp morning. Through location-based targeting, your phone buzzes with a quick push notification offering a small discount on a latte. But they didn't just send it randomly, right? They sent it exactly when you were within 1 kilometer of their store and exactly at breakfast time. That is context-aware marketing in action. It's not spam. It's a highly relevant, perfectly timed offer that you're actually likely to use.
Let's pivot to Section 4, the impact on sales, the win-win scenario.
Now, the sheer scale of the financial impact here is honestly stunning. When customers feel valued, businesses see hard numbers. According to that McKinsey research, executing this correctly can increase revenue by up to 15% and boost your return on investment by up to 30%. Because you're offering people what they actually want, they buy more and they spend more. It is literally a total win-win scenario. But there is one specific number that deserves a massive spotlight here, and that is 50%. The research shows that hyper-personalization can drop customer acquisition costs by up to 50%. Let that sink in for a second. Half the cost. Why? Because relevant marketing stops businesses from wasting their resources. If you're blasting out generic ads to a million people who couldn't care less, you're just throwing money away. By targeting only the people whose real-time behavior shows they are actually interested, you cut your marketing waste right in half.
So, the crucial point here is that these hard financial numbers are ultimately driven by a very human element. When you cater to a customer's specific needs, you build a meaningful emotional connection. They don't just buy from you once, they return, they trust you. In a super crowded, competitive market, making your customer feel understood is the ultimate sustainable competitive advantage. And for sure, that loyalty is what drives long-term revenue.
Which brings us to Section 5, Winning and Simple Strategies, How to Start Adapting.
Now, you absolutely do not need to be a tech wizard to grasp how this works. The core strategies are actually incredibly straightforward. First off, go beyond basic demographics. Don't just look at a customer's age and zip code. Look at their actual behavior and what they value. Second, use real-time data to capture what they are doing right now. Third, implement behavioral triggers. And finally, always link your interactions back to the user's current context, meaning where they are right now and what they might need at this exact moment.
Let's look a little closer at behavioral triggers, because it's a wonderfully simple concept. A behavioral trigger just means interacting with a customer exactly when they are most receptive, based on an action they literally just took. The absolute classic, easy-to-understand example here is the abandoned cart. Say a customer puts a pair of shoes in their online cart, but they leave the website before buying. A behavioral trigger automatically sends them an email an hour later with a 10% discount to complete that purchase. It's a frictionless, totally non-technical way to instantly boost conversions just by responding to real behavior. To make all of this happen, businesses can follow a super simple 3-step roadmap. Step 1, collect data safely. Now, this is paramount. Because this approach relies on personal information, businesses have got to have deep respect for consumer privacy and be totally transparent about how data is used. Trust is everything here. Step 2, unify all channels. You want to ensure the customer gets the exact same seamless experience whether they're on your mobile app, on their laptop, or standing right there in your physical store. And Step 3, test and optimize continually. This is not a one-and-done project. You have to constantly look at what's working and tweak your approach.
And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Whether you're a business owner, a marketer, or just a fascinated consumer, are you ready to stop talking at your customers and start adapting to them? The era of one-size-fits-all is officially over. The brands that win the future will be the ones that listen, adapt in real time, and make every single interaction feel like it was crafted just for you. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this incredible topic. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll see you in the next explainer.